What is philosophy? It is a question that has spanned across millennia, has crossed thousands of miles across the world, and has continued to keep us up at night. From ancient philosophers like Socrates to modern philosophers like me, we will try to explore the meaning of philosophy, albeit in a different lens, something more relatable to students like me. My name is Guion Marciano, and you're watching What is Philosophy? A contrast between STEM and HUMSS students. Join me as I try my best to find out the differences of philosophy between two polar opposites, and try not to lose myself in the process. What is philosophy for you?
For me, philosophy is yung philosophies, yun yung mga prinsipyo natin sa buhay. Yun yung mga values or yun yung mga ideas. Parang kumbaga it's a set of rules na gusto nating i-follow throughout our lives. Na sa bawat actions at sa bawat mga decisions na ginagawa natin, yun yung philosophy natin is yun yung ginagamit natin as reference kung paano tayo mag-a-act or gagawa ng decision. It's like, kumbaga parang kunyari if life is darkness, parang philosophy, yun yung parang torch sa atin na mag-guide us along the way.
Philosophy for me is how I view things or parang kung ano yung beliefs ko sa certain issues, ganun. Parang it affects yung mga stand ko sa certain issues, whether political, social, ganun. And philosophy, in the simplest terms, is basically the way of life. So, kung paano ako nabubuhay, kung ano ko sa everyday, and how I treat people, ganun. So, yun, values, beliefs, opinions, they all boil down to, yun nga, sa philosophy ko as a person.
Philosophy for me is a method that seeks a higher understanding of the world by questioning the world.
Philosophy is more of like wondering and finding for answers to the questions that you have about the world we live in, and it's like finding the reason to why you exist in the world.
What is your philosophy as a STEM student?
As a STEM student, we conduct researches. So, siguro especially quantitative, ganun. Laging sinestress sa amin na sa mga existing literature, kailangan naming maghanap ng mga gap statements, ganun. So, parang it's always, kumbaga, parang in a way, parang life is an endless search for answers and solutions. So, as a STEM student, parang yun din yung philosophy ko na it's important na dapat nagte-take part tayo dun sa adventure natin into looking for answers. So like, parang kumbaga priority for me is since we're looking for solutions, we are also finding ways to make our lives better. So, in other words, parang ang goal ko talaga or ang philosophy ko talaga as a STEM student is to devote myself in service.
Basically, my philosophy when I reached senior high school, yung naging STEM ako, is I had to decrease my subjectivity sa lahat ng bagay because I'm a very opinionated person. In all issues, I can say something about it. And when I became a STEM student, it taught me na you can't just have an opinion on everything based on your values or based on what you believe in, starting from growth, basing on religion, ganon. It should be more on the objective side. Na you should search for more evidences, search for more facts, search sa parang mga professional sources, ganon, rather than only saying what your family believes in, what your friends believe in, ganon. Kasi And sa totoo lang, in truth, hindi naman lahat ng bagay nasa-solve ng values mo lang. Pero marami kang kailangan i-consider, which is, yun nga, yung facts. And, parang, maraming naniniwala na kapag, pag STEM ka, parang hindi na important yung philosophy. But I think otherwise. Kasi, yung philosophy, it's not just the way of life or yung beliefs mo. Yun yung parang paano ka nabubuhay as a person. So, being a STEM student na magiging professional sa future, you have to change kasi you're going to make people's lives better. Kasi for me, yun yung gusto kong maging paglaki na parang I make lives easier. That's why I chose STEM. So, yun. Yung philosophy namin, philosophy ng STEM students, mainly on objectivity, mainly on para maging better people, better objective people na hindi lang yung sarili namin yung kino-consider namin sa paggawa namin ng everything, sa pag-live namin ng life, pero mostly for other people.
Philosophy for me as a HUMSS student is a necessity because it is crucial in understanding how humanities and social sciences work, also in understanding what our role is and what our purpose is in society.
As a HUMSS student, philosophy is more of like knowing oneself. It's like being able to find for answers as to the reasons to why you live, as to why things work the way they work, and like certain events that are happening in your life. Kasi philosophy is somehow in a way related to like personal development or something like that, like being able to know your like ethics, moral character, and like everything you actually need to know about yourself.
How does your strand make a difference in your philosophy?
I think being in STEM didn't really make a difference para sa aking philosophy. I mean kung meron man, it's not much. Siguro it's more on parang giving more importance to objectivity. Pero like generally as the entire philosophy, I think yung mga differences before entering the strand and being in the strand, or kahit pa yung mga differences between the strands, STEM, HUMSS, or HUMSS, or GAS, or TechBook, I think hindi naman masyadong magdi-differ yung mga philosophy natin, because I believe na lahat tayo parang may isang end goal in mind, which is ma-practice yung ating mga skills, magawa yung mga napag-aralan natin, magawa yung mga passion natin, and lahat ng mga bagay na yun is ma-apply natin sa service to the country or service to the world, kung however you want to see it. Kaya for me, siguro may mga specific differences tayo each as a strand, or may specific differences na nangyari before I became a STEM student. Pero in general, kung ano man yung naging goal ko before, it still is now.
First of all, change niya ako yung philosophy ko nung naging STEM ako, kasi I became less believing of dun sa religion ko, which is yung Roman Catholic. Kasi I think that they don't really give definite proofs of how we should believe God, ganon. And I think it's very biased, I guess, kasi they don't really unlike yung mga researches in the modern days, or yung mga parang journals, books, ganun, merong mga certain proofs, merong mga certain evidences na nangyayari talaga yung mga certain phenomena, ganun. Unlike sa Bible na parang bigla na lang pinaniwalaan. So yun, first na yun yung sa religion. And second, generally na sa paniniwala ko sa mga everyday sayings, ganun. For example, hindi ako maniniwala agad sa fake news kasi alam ko na dapat merong credible sources, mga ganun. Tapos hindi rin ako naniniwala agad sa mga sabi-sabi kung wala namang parang yun nga, credible source or walang professional nagsabi, ganun. So, STEM taught me na there should always be proof sa isang bagay na paniniwalaan ko.
My philosophy in life is that each of us has this urge to save someone or something in this world, and it's okay if that someone or something is yourself. So my strand affects my philosophy in such a way that it gives me a deeper understanding or a deeper concept of being humane, of what it means to be human, of what it means to be vulnerable, as well as questioning your existence in this world.
Philosophy for me is being able to wonder about the world we live in, because there are times wherein we feel like incredibly small kasi nga the world is such a big space. So philosophy is finding for answers to questions about the universe.
We've seen the answers of both STEM and HUMSS students to the aforementioned questions. And now, as a HUMSS student who graduated from a science high school, I will be asking myself the same questions. First, philosophy for me is a reflection of life experiences, whether it be your own or for others. Philosophy, as Natalie has said, serves as a guiding principle. It tells you what to do and what not to do, among other things. As a previous science high school student, I was taught to be objective, to be empirical, and to search for evidence as confirmation of the truth. On the other hand, as a home student, I am taught to be critical and empathetic. But rather than seeing the difference between the two strands, we should consider that both strands have characteristics that should be emphasized whenever philosophy is discussed. For my personal philosophy, I prefer to be objective like a STEM student and subjective like a HUMSS student at the same time. Objective for a factual foundation, yet subjective to say empathetic. Because what are facts without empathy? And what is humanity without rationality? Philosophy, in a nutshell, is complex. Much, much more complex than I have ever imagined. But philosophy is not a dichotomy. It is not a fight between the objective and the subjective, because philosophy is a mixture of both.